What's good, everybody? You already know what time it is. I'm not even going to delay this anymore. First off, thanks to all the early birds. Geez, I can't talk today. Fucking everybody's here. Aurora, Mindy, Josh, Tucker. Don't want to miss anybody, but you guys know who you are. Thanks for showing up. I'm not going to leave our man waiting. What up?
Hey, bro.
What up? So, as you guys already know, this is Schuyler from Pacific Northwest Pythons. Good buddy, and
Hey.
just another great example of a quality breeder up here in the Northwest. So I'm really excited to have you doing this, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Happy to be here. Sorry about my camera angle and shit, but at least you can see my face.
It's all good, man. It's all good. So why don't we let's go with the age-old question. You already know I got to ask, and you know I know this answer, but what got you into the hobby? Like before this turned into, breeding ball pythons, what was it that sparked that interest?
Honestly, man, I'm aware now that honestly what sparked that interest was like being like 9 years old at a park here, in Washington, up by the coast, like looking out to the Puget Sound, like doing like a Mother's Day event or something, like getting my family together. And
Yeah.
we're all at this undercover area hanging out, and I'm just looking up the hill, and there was just somebody with like a real snake just out, just hanging out with it. And that was a ball python. They had like a large adult ball python, just this teenage kid. And I was just blown away, honestly, man. And that was really like when the ball python like magic seed was planted for me.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
Young.
9 years old.
I love the way you put that. A real snake. You're like, none of these garters. No.
Oh, well, I definitely remember that, seeing my first snake in person. It was just a humble local garter snake, but yeah, no, I was just like, I just couldn't believe someone could even have an animal that looked like that. We know ball pythons are wonderful, very harmless animals, but when you see one for the first time, it's so striking. It's such a beautiful animal, and it just feels like it looks so exotic when you're not familiar with it. It almost just commands respect.
Right. So
Yeah,
how long
so.
was it? You said that was about when you were 9. How long was it before you got your first pet snake?
Oh man, my first pet snake was definitely just by chance. Like, I didn't really grow up thinking I could have a pet snake myself. Even that was the unrealness. I saw the kid I saw that guy with his ball python. I was just like, how is that your life? And obviously, clearly from that, my parents weren't the type to be gung ho about having like a pet snake or anything. But they always knew I loved snakes and stuff. And my actual like kind of like high school sweetheart girlfriend from like 16 to 18, she I guess like 15 to 17.
Okay.
She actually got a corn snake from a teacher of hers. She went to a different school than me. She got a corn snake that wasn't particularly well taken care of by her teacher.
Okay.
Like, it was a snake who knows how old it was. It had to be at least a year and a half old. It could have been several years old. They were still feeding it pinkies. They gave it to me with pinkies, even though, it was a sad situation. So I only assumed that snake was like actually like 4 or 5 years old, even though it looked like it might have been a year old.
Yeah.
But that was my first snake ever. I was just like unreal to me. And just like, I wasn't of means. I was a very simple teenager, and I didn't have a lot of wants. I made do with little, and I didn't have money to like, get a setup for a snake and all of that. And maybe it wasn't the most responsible first ownership, but yeah, I was 17 years old, and came with everything.
Was nowhere near where we're at today. So shit.
Yeah, I definitely didn't have the groups, the support, the advice. Like I read up about corn snakes, before I got it and everything. But yeah, and that was it for me. Anthristic striped corn snake, and that was unreal. That was amazing. But I had to it came in a 10-gallon tank, of course, and the bare minimum everything that it was being kept in.
Stick on temperature gauge, right?
Oh yeah, dude. You know, all of the pet store overpriced, inefficient. You know, absolutely that story.
Yep.
But I actually needed to upgrade. I was like, wow, this is getting snug. You know, like I got her eating, doing well, and I was like, okay, I need to upgrade. And I actually got a 40-gallon, like aquarium with wooden sides rather than black plastic, and it looked really nice. It had a bit of water. Scuffing, staining marks because it had been a turtle tank, but really I got it to come a long way. I got it for $25 in Ballard.
Damn.
And yeah. And then I had an empty 10-gallon tank, man. And I really asked myself, because I didn't pick that first reptile. I didn't choose it. I was just like a snake, any snake for me, amazing. Like, yes. But then it was time to choose a snake, you know, or choose any reptile, really. You know, I was considering other things too. Leopard geckos, skinks. Well, man, I still, in my heart, really would like to have a blue tongue skink. But you know, leopard geckos. Yeah, dude, there's some really, really cool skinks. But I ended up with leopard geckos, but not at that time. I wish I'd gone the skink route, but one day I will. But I had an empty tank, and it really came back to that seed planted in my heart at 9 years old, man. Like, when it came to the choice, the only thing it was ever going to be was a ball python.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, man. You know, I was super into it. I was on the forums before I even owned a normal. One sec. Ariana's at the vet.
No worries, man. Damn, guys. Hey, I saw everybody jumping in here. We'll give him a minute to deal with that. What's up, everybody? Tom, Chris. I saw, is that Kendra or Jeff? Both of you guys in the house tonight? What's up, Mike? Ryan, Zach? If you guys have any questions, throw them down in the comments. If it's not something we're already going to cover, then I'll make sure that I try to get it asked. Hope you guys are all having a killer weekend so far. And by the way, if you hear a bunch of scratching in the background, blame the Rhino iguana off to the side here. We switched up his cage today, and he's just going a little crazy. Gendra. Shit, what's up, Shane? Both. Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate it. Aha. Cade, what's good, man? How you doing? Aw, shit. Get it, son? You already know. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I try. It's a never-ending piece of work in progress. We'll just give him a minute here, guys. Oh, that coffee's good. Oh, no, man. Are you, pretty sure we've already talked about this, Cade, but are you hook training that hypo yet? Aurora, are you referring to that cage right there? Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it, man. You already got it, Aurora. Yep. No, so the Rhino iguana enclosure will actually be on top of the Savannah's enclosure, and it'll be just a little bit shorter as they're more of a terrestrial species of iguana, and they don't need the extremely deep substrate like he has, so it'll all be usable space, and we plan on doing multiple levels. But I like keeping everything on wheels because it's just easy to move around and maneuver. Well, not so much that it's a couple 1,000 pounds, but Philip, that's possible, man. All depends on how this year goes. Yeah, you can't blame him, Cade. Food aggression's normal. Dude, yes. Did everybody else in the comments see that pied blood? That thing is insane. Absolutely insane. All right, guys. Let me finish out this.
That.
No, you're all good, bro. Actually, Kendra or Jeff, one of them, brought up a really good comment. Dude, did you see that pied blood?
No, I have not.
Oh god,
it's been a crazy week here. Ariana breaking her foot and just everything.
Yeah, hopefully decent news, or at least not horrible news.
Well, we see podiatrist on Tuesday, so she's just like in an air cast, like being a boss. Me being like, don't stop pushing it, stop pushing it.
Oh man, damn.
Yeah,
she is a boss though. She is a boss.
She certainly is, man. I always say, like, I'm the head of the business. Like, I make decisions creatively. Like, I'm definitely the customer service and the face of the business for the good and the bad. But, like, man, she's the arms and the legs. Like, she keeps this thing going. So, yeah, it's.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's awesome having a team like that, man. And it's nice meeting other people who have that dynamic because, me and Amanda share a similar dynamic. And it's nice, I think that's one of the reasons we get along so well, man. It's nice to have somebody you can actually relate to in that aspect.
Yeah, most definitely, man. No, honestly, like you guys are inspiring as a team, like for real, like not played up for a second.
Ways, brother. It goes both ways.
I appreciate that, dude.
Hey,
but yeah.
Before that phone call, we were talking about you got your first ball python. I want to finish that thought.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you and how long was it before you started getting into, more ball pythons? And was it ball pythons or what was it that you like? What was your first collection going?
Yeah. So it was either 18 or 19 when I got my first normal ball python, right around 10 years ago. And, yeah, it wasn't long, man. Like I actually had looked into a lot of research and stuff. Like once I decided on ball python, like I was committed, I definitely didn't just like run to the store and get the first one that I could find.
Yeah.
I was on ballpythons.net, kind of like raised in an old school community, honestly, like with like really high standards, like really high bars and so, like I knew what like my snake needed to be healthy and to be safe, like from the beginning. And that was good. And honestly, I like the normals the best, man. I remember I watched this. There wasn't a lot of ball python stuff on YouTube back then, but I remember I watched this thing of like just a clip of morphs. Like it was just pictures, like from different sources.
I think I know the exact pictures, video you're talking about.
Yeah, and it had like 100 morphs on it or something. And I was like, a
Isn't
couple of those are cool.
Through Z or something like that, right?
Yeah, I feel like it totally was. Yeah, dude, that fucking video, man. But it planted so many seeds, I'm sure. But I got to tell you, when I was watching that video for the first time, I was just like, man, normal ball pythons. Let me tell you, like they're so gorgeous. I mean, I can't even. What am I even doing here? I gotta represent, man.
Oh shit!
This is my boy, like for real. This is my boy. I got this boy. I went to every local store I could, PetSmarts, Petco's, even my local reptile store. But honestly, terrible lighting. But this beautiful boy here, his name is Sasha.
Nice.
And this is my pet snake of all pet snakes. Like he is just such a sweetheart.
Bro, that's awesome, man.
Even in busy, hectic life, man. Like I got this snake when he was like 125 grams maybe. Yep. And I got to tell you, dude, when I had him in his little like cardboard bring home carrier,
Yeah.
I ended up scooting him out. Like, I didn't grab him out because I was just like, I was intimidated by his
Yep.
just like beauty. And like, he just looked unreal to me. Like his iridescence, like it's not going to show up in this video right now without me having put in the time to calibrate an angle and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
this is an exceptional normal ball python. I mean, I'll never know if he's really a normal. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's het for something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, the only way to find out is pretty extensive breeding,
Right.
and so it's just like, you know, that's not in the cards.
Yeah.
But
not with the projects you got going on.
This is my dude, man. Like, yeah, I did not get a ball python with plans to breed them. I did not get a ball python for anything other than just like the majesty of owning these very well named royal pythons. Like, they are just amazing animals, like beautiful, like in their dispositions and in their trust for people. I mean, I think all animals are beautiful, honestly, but ball pythons
that's awesome,
are
man.
a special place in my heart, that's for sure.
So when did you make the decision to start breeding then?
So, you know, I had my normal ball python and I was just involved, right? You know, like, I'd like to think not to like an unproductive or nuisance. You know, I wasn't trying to tell people things that I didn't know myself or anything, but I was very background involved. Like, I wasn't a big poster in my forums, but I was reading everything all the time. I was going back to like 90s stuff, finding out what was going on, reading like good guy, bad guy threads from like, I don't know, just like kind of like feeling like I was touching base with the history of something that I found meant so much to me in such a short amount of time. And so, you know, I was just like educating myself all the time. I was actually in college at the time, but every time in between classes, I was in the computer labs just reading about ball pythons. Like, I would have like 10, 12 different threads opened up from like forum searches, stuff that I was just reading through, like learning from. And I got bit, you know, man. I really did get interested. I got open to a lot more of the morphs. Honestly, the bumblebee, man, is probably for so many older school people, but seeing that combination is what made me want to breed ball pythons. You know what I mean? Because that's how you accomplished it. It wasn't like having a morph or whatever. You could buy a bumblebee, of course, but like somebody accomplished that by bringing two things together to accomplish something greater. And I think it was all over, man. I think it was
that's
all
when it
over.
bit.
Like, I think that was history for me. Like, that bumblebee ball python. And I thought a spider would be the first morph I ever owned. Honestly, I really did. And it would have been if that was what was available to me. But I actually ended up with like a pastel blade pos hat clown who never proved out for me, but that's all right. Like, you know, I didn't pay for a het clown. Like, you know, it was like a $250 female, and a het at the time would have been like $800, you know? So, you know,
easy.
It's all good. It's all good. She's a really nice snake. And everybody that I showed her to thought she was het clown too, because she was blade, and that was not like a well explored thing back then. So she had the look of a pastel het clown, but she really was a pastel blade, which is just something that was so classically associated, but not like identified as its own thing back then. There was just reduced pattern clowns and busy clowns. But that's obviously wasn't the case.
Speaking of clowns, man, you have some killer clown combos going on over there. What do you got stacked for this year?
Well, right now, I mean, we've had a big adjustment in our season this year. I've always been a really like typical like swing the breeding season temperature swing through the winter, you know, swing it for swing it down like 5 degrees and then back up after the time period. And honestly, man, I kind of like observed over time that what I definitely feel like is doing is getting my snakes to either not eat or not breed at certain times, more than it's like doing me any favors. And so I'm trying to actually get away from that. And so, because honestly, what I had happening last year, and every season for me, honestly, has been different. It has. And how my production has played out. Last season, we had 55 clutches laid.
Damn,
and I know, man. It was crazy. And almost all of that happened within 2 months, which is just like unreal. Like we've always had a really staggered season. Like we'll start producing in June and we'll produce through November, like 5 months of hatching stuff out typically. And last year, all my early girls had issues laying, even if they've produced for me, like in the past. If they tried to go early for me, none of them had successful clutches. So I had girls laying in January, February, and even March. Shoot, you might lose me on the freaking earpods. Sorry if the quality.
It's all good. I think you're good. Usually the phones don't echo back.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be good.
Well, we're good right now. I'm just letting you know you might the audio might switch.
All good, man. All good.
The beauty of Apple, incredibly short battery life. I mean, you gotta love what you pay for.
Right? It's my only complaint with my MacBook, man. I go to edit stuff and I'm like, it's been fucking an hour. Come on.
Yeah, no, the earpods, the iPad, the MacBook, like they all have their pros, but fuck the battery life, man. It's just not a thing. But anyways, I'll get way sidetracked. What were we just talking about?
Your season this year, and I brought this up. I want people to see this. You got to tell me what's going on with this.
Oh, okay. Well, fucking sad story right now, man. That male is literally at the vet right now.
Oh,
like,
is
I
that
noticed
the male?
He had, seriously, that granite Batman, that ridiculous. Yeah.
Okay, well,
just
first off, let's sidetrack here because I don't want to bring up negative, but I'm curious about the girl.
That's all good.
Because in your post you said Pos Milano. Can you explain to me what that is? Because I've never heard of it, so I'm just curious.
So yeah, I'm always struggling to be much of a marketer over here. Like I love the snakes, I love my people, and it's hard for me to find time for much else, man. But Milano's actually a project that you are working with, brother.
Is that what I've been calling the plus?
Yes. And so that's the naming route I've gone. I haven't pushed and like made a bunch of stuff available. So But yeah, so that's the name I'm giving to the enhancer project that I've been working with in my Coral Glow Sugar Spot Nose, not Pet Clown Spot Nose stuff for the last several years. Yeah, this is my 5th season breeding that gene, and yeah, man, it's nuts. You're looking at some of what it can do. It takes something and it adds color, it adds contrast, it adds drama. It's not going to typically play a big role with pattern, although it can have some influence. But the drama is in the contrast and the color and how things age over time. It is just absurd.
The contrast is insane on that group that I picked up from you. Like seriously, some of those are off the chain.
Like what are enhancers like Fire and Desert Ghost and Orange Dream worth to combinations? Like this is clearly worth a lot of value within like improving things that you already enjoy working with. So yeah, we've seen a lot of it in the Sugar Spot Nose Coral Glow production, and it's been crazy. We had a world's first male, a pastel sugar Spot Nose Coral Glow, the first ever. And then it was Milano. And so it was nuts. I was making world's first snakes that I had nothing to compare to, and so
idea.
It's out there. People are working with it. Sometimes when it like snuck under the radar on me in the early days, and a lot of times under a guise as a general additional dinker type project, a plus. But I've produced so many combos, man, and they're beautiful. But honestly,
I'm so glad to hear you name that. Honestly, man, I'm so glad. One, I'm not gonna lie. You couldn't have told me a week ago because I just printed all new ID tags. I'm gonna have to go redo that. No, I'm just giving you crap. But
no, totally,
dude.
Man.
I'm so glad you named that. We were just talking about this. I want to say it was last week or the week before stream. We were talking about that group, because I was trying to explain to people, like they kept thinking it was something else, and I'm like, look, this is a Pos Plus. This is what we call this. And somebody's like, well, what's plus? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you other than it's an enhancer type gene that makes stuff look badass, and it's floating in my buddy's collection.
Yeah, it does, it's better to have the name, but that's the real bottom line of it. But it's like it just makes things a lot more dramatic. I mean, if you want, I can try and pull out some A and Bs right now, but I'm not sure if the
I mean,
camera
I'm
would
not
be
going to
doing
say
this
no.
justice. All right, let me put the Sasha Boy back. But yeah, we've been dinking around making world's first combos that also have the Milano stuff in the works for years now, honestly, and some of it is
You
pretty
know, Rip
unreal.
City,
What's that,
Milano
bud?
is very promising. I can say firsthand.
It's fucking amazing, man. Like it's done some cool stuff. Okay, so here I made a really nice female. And I actually hatched the world's first of this combo. I thought I did. Somebody else might have after I made the Milano version, but I hatched the non-Milano version for the first time this year from her Milano father. All right, I got to get this friggin' camera angle figured out. So this is
Ooh, I'm gonna throw you up on
pastel.
the big screen here.
Sounds good. I'll get used to like moving backwards. But yeah, so this is pastel sugar GHI coral glow. It goes super, man. No, it's not good. It's just it's tough to get
You're
that
all good.
angle.
Threw me off for the longest time. Yeah, that's just
So
beautiful.
this is just a combo that is out there for anybody to make. And then give me like 10 seconds here. Got to go into the breeding room. I'm in the hatchling room right now because there's no AC turning on and off to regulate the.
No worries, brother. No worries. Yeah, you guys, seriously, this is the project I've been telling you guys about that's been intertwined that, like I said, it wasn't anything that was sold on. It was just a possible thing. And, being Schuyler, we connected and handpicked that group. And I see a lot of potential in here.
This snake is so orange. Man, I got to figure out a better angle on this.
Love that dude.
That's not going to work. And my camera, it's hard because it's behaving differently. Like I can't control the setting of my camera right now.
No worries, man.
And
It's the
so,
up. It's all good. That's a
bam,
good
that's
picture,
better.
actually. Yeah.
So look at the color here. This orange on my adult here is absolutely everywhere on him in person. It's unreal. There we go.
Yeah, that snake is a stunner.
And so coral glow, people know how it tends to age, usually not
Yep.
well. My coral glow actually ages so well that in the midst of observing this enhancer gene, I've hatched a number of single gene coral glows that are so nice that I thought that they were with the enhancing gene because they're the
Yep.
nicest coral glows me or anyone I've shown them to typically has ever seen. And I've actually been able to deduce over time that no, those are just like ridiculously nice coral glows because
Yep.
that's you end up hatching like you're like, well, if this is the coral glow Milano, then what the hell is this thing
What the
over
hell is
here then?
this?
Which
Yep.
is and so you're hatching a lot of crazy things you've never hatched before. A lot of them that no one's hatched before, and then you have this enhancer gene that has its own behaviors to get to know and get to learn
Yep.
but yeah. So those colors, that's how this snake looks everywhere. Just intense orange, bright white, just amazingness. And
Yeah.
there's a really more like hypo look to this combo on its own. And this snake hatched pink. I'm not kidding. You guys, I mean, if you go way back on my Instagram, this snake seriously, when it first popped out, all looking egg skin oversaturated, it was pink. It looked so unreal. And then it
Yeah.
shed and it still looked really crazy. It was like a coral washed out pink. And it never looked anything like this snake here, which is
Yep.
his daughter. And so it's just like that. It was just like was one of several things that just concreted in my mind how absolutely valuable and
Yeah.
identifiable this gene really is.
Yep. And if memory serves me correct, that's the father of the male I have, right? Or one of the males I have?
Actually, this is a brother to your male.
Brother, okay.
Yeah, this is so. The first animal I got out of this line is Pastel Sugar, Spot Nose, Coral Glow, and Milano, and that's the father of your animals that you got. But this guy here, instead of Spot Nose, he's GHI.
Gotcha.
And he looks way more nuts because it's just changed the amount of black on it, and all the black's gone to even more ridiculous orange. But that guy, we actually call him Mr. Hiss. And
Mr. Hiss.
he is the originator of all this Milano stuff. And we got him from Tim Bailey in 2016, I believe. Yeah, 2016. We got him from Tim Bailey, who had this gene floating around his collection, had people bringing it up to him that he had it for like years. And, you know, like, let me tell you, man, as somebody who's developed a number of projects, it's a lot of work. It's a big commitment. And so, like, I get it. Like, I used to be like, how did he not, like, control this? How did he not do this? And it's just like 5 projects later, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's how. Like, it's a lot. You got to pick your battles at a certain point. But I got to tell you, man, this is ridiculous. And so, you know, I get it, especially when you are selling something for a while already. It's out there. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you really, really make your decisions. And it's like, nothing I work with and develop. Am I determined to be like, how do I turn this into a $10,000 single gene? It's like, I would much rather work with people I want to work with and see the value increase over time as people understand and build it. Cause it's just like, here for the snakes and the people, man. You know, it's like, I used to beat myself up about not being more driven for like money and like, and being like the name people know. And it's just like, I just want to have quality animals and quality relationships.
Yeah, and the snakes sell themselves, man. The quality shows for sure.
They really do, man. Like, I'm blessed, you know, and I get it. Like, I should take a little bit of credit maybe, but like, I'm so blessed to have the animals we do have, to have been as patient. I mean, we
so
honestly.
I missed this question. You'd be better at this. Jonathan Carter, one of our local guys up here. So is this Milano codom, dominant, or recessive?
It's definitely non-recessive. As far as beyond that, I can't really say. I've honestly avoided pairing for a super because I'm so deep in high quality combinations that the need for speculation is real. The need to hold on to things is real. And honestly, I've been more focused on breeding my mature, high quality Milano combo females into my clown projects.
Yeah.
So I haven't even pursued a super. I've just seen a lot of dramatic improvements that would remind people of Orange Dream, Desert Ghost. I mean, I'll throw fire in the mix, but really in no specifics. I mean, I'm a huge fire guy. I know it better than almost anything. And yeah, it's definitely not like fire. It doesn't have that like well-rounded impact. It like really focuses in on what's already there and takes it to the next level. So that, you know, you think Desert Ghost, you think Orange Dream.
Yep. So kind of like this here?
No, dude, that's some other next level shit. I have to assume
that's what I'm saying. What's going on here, man?
That's a project that I have currently like named OMG. And so that is a leopard OMG clown. And yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I when I hatched that snake, I thought I would like find a snake that looked like it, like a combo out there. And just absolutely no, man. That snake,
I mean, that
snake came from leopard, coral glow, blade clown.
Okay.
Justin's world's first Gotham female maker, who we've been breeding for the last couple seasons. And so leopard, coral glow, blade clown, and the blade gene is ridiculous, but look at that snake. I mean, that's not a leopard blade clown. That doesn't even make sense as a leopard blade fire clown, but that's not even in the pairing. That was just bred to what's supposed to be a clown.
Yeah.
Just a clown. So leopard, obviously it's not coral glow.
Yeah.
So leopard, blade, clown, and then something that's in mom. I absolutely have to, and it's just nuts, man. I got two. Well, actually, I got like 7 clown females from Bob Vu back in 2017, 2016 or 2017. Yeah, 2017. And yeah, so that was from one of those females who was supposed to be a blade clown. And yeah, it's something else. I actually had another. So most of them are not blade. They weren't listed as blade at all.
Yeah.
But I have another one, a pastel blade clown that these are the first 2 snakes I ever bought from Bob. And he probably won't find out through this, but I've been actually meaning to talk to him about that snake for a minute now to see what he thinks about it. But I have a pastel blade clown female that threw ridiculously nice stuff. I have a spot nose clown male who, when I compared him, I showed Ariana just the other day. I have a spot nose clown male. When I pull him out to my spot nose clown females from other clutches from the Batman, he looks like he's fucking Orange Dream or something. But that snake that we're looking at looks way beyond Leopard Orange Dream clown, which is cool. It's nice. It's a really good building block, but it still looks like a leopard clown. That thing is ridiculous. What the hell is that thing? Yeah, man. I have some updated shots, or I sent you that updated shot. I don't know if you can throw it up or whatever, but that snake is looking so unreal. Like, it's not one of those snakes that's like, oh, when it hatched out, like, wow, it looks like it could be anything.
Yep.
That snake looks unreal right now. No fire in the pairing. No, not supposed to be Orange Dream. Not supposed to be anything but leopard.
That snake is nuts, bro.
Blade and clown. And
so OMG. I'll keep my eyes peeled, or better yet, just let me know the second you make one available.
I'll let you know, dude. I only have 2, man. I have that snake, and then I have like an OMG clown.
Oh shit.
So I mean.
So continuing on the what the fuck is this topic, I got one more. What the fuck is this? I know that's not just some leopard, bro. What's it?
I know, dude. That's why. Oh man, that's a big reason why I've ended up holding on to like half of my 2020s. Like, we've actually developed so many specialty projects here. Like, and I was doing it mostly deliberately, and then. And then a male who had sired just a few clutches for me in 2019 ended up being a headlining boy for me. And I mean, he made some really nice stuff for me, and I held on to a lot of it in 2019. But in 2020, he became one of my absolute headlining males. Like, he was relentless, and he was actually leopard firefly clown.
Okay.
Proven from Justin, world's first.
Yeah,
we're good at that. We're good at snagging those. But it was actually the world's first leopard firefly clown, which, as Justin has done plenty of times, turns out he hatched out something a little different or even more, because you don't know when it's the first ever, and you're stacking all of this insanity together. You're taking all of the most niche animals in the world and putting them together.
Yeah.
And so that there's an extra gene in there, and man, it is amazing. It is nuts, and I have a lot of it, and I've been kind of just holding on to it. Yeah, it's got a single gene that I'm getting pretty familiar with, and it doesn't have a crazy pattern change, but it's a dark single gene with some like definitely identifiable traits, like much more identifiable than like the normals from the Milano project that I've seen and stuff like that. But yeah, that is a crazy thing that has darkness and saturation, like darkness and richness in the same snakes. And it's just unreal. It looks really cool, even when it's with like pastel and fire.
Yeah.
But when it is just with dark stuff like leopard and calico and spot nose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually, I haven't seen it with spot nose yet. That snake you put up always reminds me so much of a spot nose combo. It was like on my brain.
It really does. That's like, what brought my attention, is when your comment said there's not spot nose. I'm like, absolutely. Well, that doesn't add up then.
That is a leopard blade. What I'm gonna be calling Toft. All caps, TOFT, like GHI. GHI is the gotta have it. I was sitting here and I was, talking with a friend of mine and going through stuff, like talking to Ariana, talking with a friend, going through all of these clutches of these crazy combos I have from that.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, that's one of the craziest, but a lot of really cool dramatic snakes, bro. I can't wait to have you up here soon.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, here's, a combo that I completely understand. And here is that combo with that other fucking thing, that other fucking thing, that other fucking thing. And so I just kept calling it that other fucking thing. And I was like, TOFT. And I was just like, you know what, man? Toft, all caps, that other fucking thing. Maybe marketing wise, we can fudge it as that other freaking thing in whatever circles. I don't mind.
Bro, I like it. I need some Toft to put to my blackhead stuff.
Dude, I would really like to see that. See, this is where I'm at.
Yes.
I'm here as a guy who just loves snakes and snake people. Like, I don't want to be enormous. I don't want to have an absolutely massive operation. And so I have to make some strategic moves here, exploring these projects. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not selling people dinker projects. Like, these are genes that I'm seeing again and again that I'm seeing combos for. So dinker is certainly not the right word.
No, that's why projects. I loved when you actually walked in the other room, because I explained to everybody, hey, when I picked up this group of animals from Schuyler, I was never sold on, oh, these are plus or these are whatever, It was, hey, this is what they are. They might have this. I don't fucking know. And then I loved it because the whole process, we went back and forth and, hand picking those. I'm confident, I look forward to seeing what it can produce, I guess is what I should say. And I love that too, is that you weren't ever like, hey, no, this is for sure there. It's, fucking $20,000 snake now. You're like, hey, this is the combo that we know, or these are the genes we can both see. And then there's this other fucking, not.
But trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. That super pastel sugar girl that you have.
Yeah. Oh, dude, she's growing.
Trust me, man.
Nice.
I couldn't feel more sure.
Nice.
And there aren't many people I would have sold that snake to. For real, though.
You want to see her?
Do it, man, please.
Do you want to see her? She is aging so fucking nice.
I was supposed to be there on Thursday, and then Ariana.
I know. I was so excited because I'm like, oh, he's not even going to believe it when he sees these. Hold on. I'll show you her, man.
Yeah.
This girl is killer. No pun intended there.
Yeah, dude. I love replacing Super Pastel with Killer. It's how we were raised. The Killer Clowns, the Killer Blast, Super Pastel Pin, the Killer Bee, the Super Pastel Spider.
Oh, man, she's even going into shed, but even Killer then you can see.
Yeah, if she's not Milano, I will be really surprised.
Yeah, dude, there's something.
That is part of the journey of the exploration, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
That snake, I'm putting it up as possible Milano. I couldn't feel more sure that snake has Milano than I do. That is the highest caliber of pastel spot nose coral glow that I've hatched. And that's a combo I've hatched many times. But still, you know what I mean? When it comes down to it, in our landscape, a lot of big breeders, they'll be honest, and I believe in it, about being I cannot guarantee genetics. I can guarantee you that I will do my absolute best to use my expertise to disseminate the information of these insane, often unique animals, right?
Yeah.
And even when you have an understanding, if you were to be legitimate and scientific, there's no guarantees with breeding. Just there isn't. We think we understand things so cleanly, and the more you breed, the more you I don't know, hopefully can see the gray areas and how hard it can be to be certain about everything. And so I take it really seriously. You know what I mean? I take it really seriously. And the bottom line is one day you're going to be wrong about the sex of a snake or about genetics or whatever. And it's really if you have done your best, like, I don't know, you should be in a decent position to like hopefully make that right. You know, like hopefully
Yep.
somebody can like identify a missed sex snake sooner than later. But like even if it's that one off and it's unfortunate, it happens all this time later, it's like it's not like it doesn't matter. It's not like I don't care personally.
Yeah.
But shoot, man, I'm friggin' tired. I'm getting I'm kidding. I feel like I'm going on a tangent.
No, you're good, man. You're good. So, hey, I'm going to put this girl away, but I'm curious, and I can kind of hear you, and then I'll come back and obviously put the headphones back on. But what are your goals? Like, what's your most exciting, pairing or three that you don't mind sharing for this season?
Well, right now, what I got locking up, I have a visual mahogany clown from Justin Kolbica, one of not many, I think, that he's made available. I actually saw him become available at a really tough time, like right after my grandma died. Reference, I took care of my grandma for 5 years, and she passed away at the beginning of 2020, for everybody listening. And so it was a tough time. Like I never had really any income from taking care of my grandmother, but it kind of like flipped the bills that my family needed to make happen and everything. And when I saw this mahogany clown, I absolutely had to make it happen, because it was just like the darkest, most striking, like unreal, like mahogany clown. And people still tell me when they see it that it's just like, oh damn, like that's a mahogany clown. Like, and it's a really cool variable combo. I like the other ones I've seen. Like, don't get me wrong at all. Yeah. But it's just like, I don't buy a lot of snakes. And when I see a snake that I have to buy, I usually get it. Yeah. And the mahogany,
I remember when we first talked about that.
Yeah, the mahogany clown was the first one in a while. He was actually the first male since the Gotham.
Damn.
The Gotham female maker. Yeah, so he was the first temptation in a while. And I guess I should say, as far as a visual goes, because I actually, the Serpent Chamber, my buddy Tim,
okay,
he sold me a world's first snake. And again, here's a perfect example of being sold a really valuable animal that somebody can't necessarily tell you the absolute certain genetics of. And Tim sold me really just a crazy snake. I'm gonna go on a limb here and see if I can actually get his colors to show up on camera, because there's just nothing I've ever seen like him.
Yeah, man.
He's actually he's a cypress combination, and he is a cinnamon, spot nose, cypress, and then either fire or yellow belly, 100% het clown.
Damn.
I know, man. I went into the cypress project, and let me tell you, I didn't think it would be with this boy. But Tim and I had talked for years and been really friendly on good terms and hadn't done business. And I think I got so lucky that Tim was willing to. You can't capture all the peachy orange in this boy, but he is just crazy.
Damn.
He's got that perfect stripe down the whole snake. And in his palate, I mean, I've seen a lot of snakes. I've hatched a lot of snakes. And, there's a lot of projects I don't work with. But this snake has just unreal color. He's going into shed here too, but he's just got like these peachy yellows that he has this like yellow orange hue to the entire snake that you'll see in person soon. I'm confident.
Oh yeah. Hey, I want to get caught up real quick for just a second, because we're missing a bunch of questions. And we got a ton of locals in here. So shout out to the Northwest and everybody else out there. But big shout out to the Northwest, you guys. I'm glad to see all the local peeps in the house. Also, I noticed Jerome, Angel, you guys jumping in, and everybody else. Thank you guys for showing up. Cade, just because I saw it passed a while ago, in order to produce visual banana pieds, you're going to need either a visual pied or a het pied on both sides of that pairing. So if you want a more in-depth explanation, definitely hit me up after this, and I'd be more than happy to help, man. I'm always there. And then where are we at? Here we go. Ryan's question. Can you read that on the screen, Schuyler?
Shit, man. I don't know anything about reading screens. I'll hit the chat.
Perfect. It's Ryan Garcia, another local guy. I don't know if you know
My
him.
man.
There we
Hey,
go.
Ryan.
Good. He says, do y'all think it's better to get into a project with hets or visuals? So you want to go ahead and answer that?
I think the answer is always both, honestly.
Yeah.
But the most impactful way, personally, that I prefer to proceed my projects is pretty much always, I mean, you know, it's nice to have a visual to visual pairing, but a lot of the time when you have a really like significant varied collection that has specific elements you want to be bringing in and working into things, like it's really nice to make a bunch of leopard clowns or a bunch of fire clowns. It never gets old. It's amazing. But breeding het to visual, you will always get the most return, in my opinion. You will always, it's the balancing point between taking yourself further, advancing your prospects. And maybe it's not always. Maybe you're so, like right now, the ones who do well for you who are breeding are visuals, and there's no reason to like worry about it. But the bottom line is, if you have the visual females, you can get a crazy, crazy het male in there and do work.
Yep.
But if you're just getting started, if that is like a basis of this question, I know you're not exactly just getting started, my friend Ryan, but just to cover the question, like, I think hets are a really powerful way to go. There's nothing wrong with having a mix. There's nothing wrong with having a mix. But if you're going to go one direction or the other, if you're going to be like, should I get a bunch of visual clown females or should I get some like some varied hets, then definitely the hets, but like with a plan for a male that will fit well, varied through those different hets you have.
Exactly.
So it's just like, it's all a balancing act, because it's like, sure, it's nice to have the hets, but you also want to have things that are going to work well together as a project. That's a huge key element to building a project, is making sure for some type of niche male, which is where you can put a lot of investment in a short period of time and potentially see it realized much more reasonably in a short period of time than with a female. Is just like, when you have a male like that, you want to have like an ideal set of girls that he's going to synergize well with, that the fact that he's a valuable, rare animal is going to go as far as possible with what you have set up for him. Because it's like, in reality, you only need like high quality, simple girls to produce amazing snakes. That's what I've been doing from the get-go. I mean, I started with nothing.
Dude, I'd have to agree 100%, man. And plus, a lot of the stuff, like, especially if you're trying to move your projects in a direction that not everybody else is, hets are going to be your biggest accomplishment to that, because nobody's selling those visual key pieces, you know? So if you're you're trying to hit blank and blank blank clown, you know, get blank blank het clown, and then find yourself that right, you know, powerhouse male, or if you do it vice versa, it really doesn't matter. But I think hets still have a big place, you know, especially with a lot of projects moving into double and triple recessives. Like, hets are going to be key, man.
It's how you close the time gap. It's how you get into a project very quickly. But yeah, it's all a balancing act. You have all visuals, then you're going to have really little variance in your production. You're not going to have very many customers to access if you're breeding, you know, I mean, hell, if you're breeding a mahogany clown to 5 clowns, like, it's still a good day. Right? Don't get me wrong. But if you have that same level of het females, like het Batmans, to be breeding that mahogany clown to, that is going to go further than of course, you know, you're talking different values and everything. But it's all a balancing act. It's like, you want to have visual females so that you can get into a project quick with a het male, because you can't get into anything quick without making a huge visual investment without those visual females. But you know, you want those, and it's just such an affordable way to add that variety to your project, plus more attainable. You know, it's like, you want to add a leopard spot nose enchy het clown female, you know, like, hell, that's a nice ass expensive snake, don't get me wrong. But it's like, the visual of that, not only is it more expensive, but it's going to be way, way harder to find a quality example.
True, man.
It's all important.
Oh, Ryan said, one, he said thanks, and he said he's working towards some of my own red stripe het clown stuff this year. Fingers crossed.
Dude, I'm
Good
thinking
luck,
about
man.
that Firefly clown you have, Ryan. Dude, that girl is. I cannot wait to see her babies, bro.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I can
That's
hook it
gonna
up
be
with the right
awesome.
mail.
So
But
going off the recessives, because you know these are two genes I love, but I'm curious because you work with both of these. If you had to pick one and one had to go away forever, calico or sugar?
I mean,
Or are
it's just
you in the
not.
thought process that you think they're the same thing?
I mean, I think almost certainly they're two genes that came from two different animals. But it's just like, I think functionally, lesser and butter are way more of like a lost cause of like
Yep.
anybody being able to be like, this is what a butter is, this is what a lesser is. Like,
Yeah.
for real though, like for real, like it's so crossed up, like, and I've been around for a minute.
Damn.
And I definitely like lesser and butter, like like no.
Yeah.
Like I have animals labeled as both and I sell them as both. And if I made bells, I would be like, well, butter / lesser, they're one or the other, you know, like it's a bit of a mess, but it really shouldn't matter. But sugar and calico are a bit different. I've worked a lot with both of them at this point relative to, you know, the average hobbyist breeder.
So if you had to pick one had to go, which would it be?
Oh, I don't know, man. That would be a weird decision. I guess I would keep sugar, which is hard for me to say because I don't actually feel like one or the other. Like sugar throws more often high white combinations that have like a cleaner build to them. And calico more often like shits the bed with orange and like funky patterns and like drifty ass alien heads. And so it's like sugar is going to make a cleaner, more high impact, like on a like black and white contrast. Like here it's white, here it's black. Like it's more likely going to fill that dynamic more effectively more often. But calico, man, calico is amazing. And one of calico's biggest things is being in combos where it doesn't actually do what people expect it to, which is to turn things white. I've been working with calico in the non-white combos from really early on. From like my second clutch ever was pastel leopard het pied to calico blushback. And so I made some really
clutch ever?
What's
Did you just say your second clutch ever was that pairing?
Yeah.
Jesus, bro.
Yeah, it was, and it, you know, I didn't actually buy my leopard as het pied, my pastel leopard, but he turned out to be het pied. That's what made our world's first calico pieds are from his, or I should say, world's first pastel calico pieds.
Yep.
BJ Pence made the first calico pieds.
Damn.
But yeah, it's crazy how slept on that project was. But yeah, I got set up for that project.
Yeah.
In my second clutch ever, breeding pastel leopard.
Bro. So what are your goals with that project, man? Where do you see the calico pied projects going?
Honestly, man, my calico pied project has been just like getting there in the first place. It's been slow as hell. It's been so, yeah, we made the world's first pastel calico leopard pieds in 2017. Yeah, and we haven't hatched more calico pieds since. Luckily, I made some really nice hets last season with my male visual of that combo, but he has not been a prolific go-getter for me. And yeah, so we ended up making Orange Dream pieds and Fire pieds. And
so you definitely want to get the OD and Fire into there. Is that where you're trying to go with that?
Yeah, exactly. Right now, I'm actually breeding. I produced a couple of years ago. I made some pretty nice hets. I produced a couple of years ago a pastel calico Orange Dream het pied male, and I'm breeding him to at least one of my Fire pieds this season. So I mean that is like some lightning force forward. If we hit on 2+ of anything in that mix, that will make so much ground up. But yeah, I had some really, really nice female heavy pied clutches this last season, which were in a big level what I've been waiting for and trying to do for a long time is make my own pied females.
Oh yeah.
And because it's like, I didn't even buy a het pied. I didn't even
Yep.
buy a possible het pied. And now we have these calico pieds, and now we have all of this stuff, and it's all from females I held on to from my second clutch ever that I
Damn.
actually called. I was like, I know it's some like noob ass shit to do, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I fucking bet these are het pied. Like even the normal, the pastel leopard, that like all these females I hatched out, I held on to all of them. And yeah, a few of them have proven now, and it's so much more satisfying. It was a long
Yeah.
route. Is it the best business potential? Like, who cares, man? Like,
Who cares?
I
Yep.
hatched these pied females from stock that came from just stuff that I love so much for what it was, and it's just
Yeah.
like, man,
Dude, that's awesome. I bet it's
I've
it's got
definitely
to
been
be
led well
amazing,
by
too,
my
'cause I
eye.
know a lot of your own females are, raising up and you're breeding now. And this is the first
Absolutely.
year that females like I actually hatched, I'm able to breed. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
curious, did you get that same like, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but kind of giddiness where you're just like super pumped to be breeding, animals that you produced?
It's really crazy, man. I mean,
At least
like
I'm not the only one. I'm asking
the
you to
time
make
has
myself feel better because I'm just
the
super
time
excited
has
about it like I
flown
shouldn't
like
be.
just unreal, man. And it's like I was learning a lot in my early days. Like I definitely don't like rush my animals to size even now, but like I really kind of like took my time back then, and
Yep.
it's taken its time. But yeah, every time a girl that you produce lays, it's just like, I don't know. We started with very little cash flow and
Yep.
not a whole lot to like make moves with over the year. Like it was holding on to like every, maybe to an excess, but you learn as you go. But like holding on to like every quality female we produced for years, trying to like build things up and stuff. And it's to the point where
You
it can
went
just be so
from,
much more balanced.
well, I mean, look, bro, you went from Sasha, right? Sasha's his name,
Yeah.
to producing stuff like this.
Yeah. That was my first Gotham female that I produced this year or
Bro,
2020.
that snake is amazing. So I got to
Yeah.
ask, because, I've had this conversation with a few people. Where do you see the Gotham and Batman projects going from here? Because I hear some guys, they're like, oh, the project's dead. And I think way
That's
different. I'm like,
hilarious.
you're
Dude,
bullshit.
people
That's
will
a
say that
stepping
about
block.
everything.
I know.
People were saying that about ball pythons, just
In
period,
general,
when I
yeah.
was coming up with this. Like,
Oh, dude, same.
oh man. And that's why
Same.
I had no confidence, bro. Like I was 18, 19 years old, put in whatever I had into these snakes, and I felt compelled to do it. I did not think I was going to get my money back, like see a return. Like, no, I just felt absolutely compelled with pretty much any meaningful fiber of my being to like raise these snakes, keep these snakes, breed these snakes, and like see where it goes. And that's why we like just raised like a small group up from the get-go. And it's just unreal, man. And people will always be saying like, this is dead, that's dead. That's them complaining. Right, that's them bringing their negativity that they don't have,
just
they
ain't got
what
no
they want
imagination,
right
bro.
now. Like, and that's the thing. Like, we as human beings, let's own it, guys. All of us. Originality is not our strong suit. Like, we see something we like, and it's really easy to value that, hold it in your mind, follow suit. You're going to do it to a degree that you're not even conscious of. And so, I'm not like going to talk shit about people following the herd or not thinking for themselves or whatever, because that's everybody to whatever degree.
I will. Everybody's sheeple nowadays.
But for real, it's like, these are like, I was never a big math guy, but math wasn't hard for me. It was like a puzzle. And these snakes, these projects, you're learning dynamics of equations. You can look at it like an equation. You can look at it like a puzzle. But you're learning how these things interact together. And so the more you observe and the more you understand and the more you process and like produce, the more you will be able to actually contribute something. The more you will feel able to actually have ideas of like what is going to work well. Because looking at everyone's photographs from here, there, wherever, like you don't even know what those snakes really look like, honestly. And so it's a lot, you can learn a lot from looking at other people's stuff and absorbing and things, but you learn so much more like being hands-on and stuff. And
Oh, for sure.
people who say anything's dead is just like they're just not where they want to be right now. Either they're impatient,
Exactly.
or something didn't work out how they wanted to, or maybe they're just carrying some negativity or poison or whatever that brings them down from some totally different part of their life into this.
Oh,
It's just
man.
like whatever. All you can do is shut that shit down and not like let it become
Yep.
part of your thoughts or your beliefs, because people always be negative. People always be
Well,
sour about things. And it's not dead. Are you serious? Like,
yeah. Well,
before
speaking
you
of
even
that, screw
mention people
them.
saying that, it's
Screw
like you
first.
ask, where's the project going? The
Yeah,
answer is
exactly.
everywhere dark. Everywhere dark
Everywhere dark.
will
All
make
right.
absolute drama occur with Coral Glow. Like,
Yep.
it doesn't take, like someone who's been working with it for 10 years to see the drama that occurs when it's mixed with stuff that bring dark palettes to the tone, because it's able to flip
Yeah.
those upside down into serious drama. So it's like the Confusion Project, the Mahogany Project.
Yep.
Absolutely. Like, I mean,
It's
I'm
funny
dying
you
just to
say
make
that.
my
One of my favorite.
Scarecrow, man.
Oh, hell yeah. I was going to say, it's funny you say that, because one project I really want to make is a blackhead scarecrow.
There, dude, freaking blackhead, man. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm hooked on this
Absolutely.
blackhead
Like,
stuff now, man.
blackhead leopard, high
Oh, yes.
quality Coral Glow. That's always
Yep.
key. It's key with everything, but people, as a gene that was so mass produced, like banana Coral Glow has a weird history. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't have the same journey as every other gene, and that's because of the freaking weird ass sex link thing, and that led to people mass producing, mass breeding males to every single thing they could. It was the least line bred gene ever, I swear.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, dude. They went from what, 20
me up
grand
on the business
down to
line.
like
Sorry,
2?
guys, not right now. Have my business line ringing up, but yeah, like high quality Coral Glow leopard blackhead. Like, oh my gosh, get out of here,
bro. I'm gonna make it happen.
Is my audio still okay? My freaking headphones died.
Oh yeah, you're all good. You're all good, man.
Sweet.
What is this?
But absolutely, like anything with darkness, especially when you can get like dramatic pattern worked into the mix. Coral Glow can be, if you can just get really high quality color out of Coral Glow, you're gonna have a beautiful snake.
Yeah.
But if you can get the contrast in, like that Milano combo I had, he's bright white and like sunset orange. Like, this camera does him no justice.
Yeah.
None.
No,
and he looks unreal. Like, that should be goals for like any project, to have age with intense direction, whether it's dark or bright or in between. Like aim for that intensity and contrast. It's like there are things that are pretty black and white, like appealing to people. Like, don't get me wrong, a pure black snake, that's appealing, that's amazing, but you can only take it so far. Like, contrast goes a long way. Dramatic pattern will always go a long way. Like, taking something to an extreme will always be valued.
And for sure. Reason. And Chris, I believe they're the same thing. I just think there's some very obvious, really nice lines, and then some very obvious, we bred 500,000 of them, and here's this one. Not literally 500,000, but you know what I mean, brother.
But yeah, I just think Banana and Coral Glow had different journeys, because I'm pretty sure they were put out by, different breeders who kind of had different philosophies. And I'm not really here to like take a camp with one or the other, because quality is the end of the story. Like, no matter what you're talking about, if you have purple and intense oranges like in your combos, then you're working
even
with
if they were shit. Even if they were originally two completely separate lines, they've been interchanged so many times. There's no way to distinguish that now.
I can't recall. I feel like a lot of my intense form education's faded over the years.
Well, I know there was 2 original animals brought into the States, and that's, or
like from the same group or at different times.
No, they went to different breeders. And then you have Coral Glow, and I'm totally brain farting. So if somebody in the comments knows, Chris, Ryan, if Kendra or Jeff are here, correct me, guys. But
was
somebody, there
distributed
was
by
two different
Nerd.
breeders. You had Coral Glow and you had Banana. And
Yeah, Coral
I
Glow
just
was
think
distributed
they
by
were
Nerd, and I
probably
think
different
Banana was
lines, but
distributed by Brock Wagner and his
yeah,
partner.
I think you're right on that. To be honest, I'm
I
having
got
a
a lot
total
of
brain
old
fart.
info bouncing around in here, man. But yeah, Nerd had Coral Glow, and I don't know if you guys know anything about Nerd, but they don't sell the cheapest snakes. And so, honestly,
Bro, I was
honestly
literally
think,
having this conversation 5 minutes before this live started.
yeah, no shade, no hate. I'm just talking facts, market dynamics. Like Kevin markets things for real investment money, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And the people who bought Coral Glow, I think there's a good chance on average might have paid a bit more than the people who were buying the average Banana. And I think, honestly, it may have led people to make like more particular decisions about what they're combining it with, what they're doing with it, because they want to see that premium return.
Yeah.
Because they paid that premium return. And when you pay the most you could think about paying for something, like you want to make smart, worthwhile decisions that are impactful with it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think they accomplished the same goals. I don't think you could pick a really high quality Coral Glow from a really high quality Banana.
Yeah.
But there's just
exactly
a lot more bananas
point,
out there. And so it's easy to feel, at least, even if it's not just true, that there's a lot more brown bananas out there, but there's just a lot more banana labeled animals out there.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, really, so close. I'd say Banana and Coral Glow are at least, if not closer than Sugar and Calico.
Oh, for sure. And Chris, I think that could be totally right. To be honest, I don't know. That's actually, I'm going to have to go back and look. I'm kind of genuinely interested now. I've always believed they were separate lines that have just been used interchangeably now. But I do know, one thing I do is I always keep it to whatever it was sold to me as.
Absolutely.
If I bought it as a Coral Glow, it's labeled a Coral Glow. If I bought it as a banana, it's labeled a banana.
Quality's quality, you know what I mean? And you're just trying to be genuine and authentic. And
exactly. And you can have a really good banana and a really shitty Coral Glow, and I'm sure, the same or opposite, and then sure it's going to equal out somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if you buy something as one and it's another, or like as one thing, it's like that's what you should do your best to market as. Obviously, once you combine them together, it's all over. It's all over. You're like they're one or the other. And I wouldn't spite anyone. I wouldn't spite anyone for at least, like, I mean, you want to include the pairing details or whatever, but I wouldn't spite anyone for just marketing them as one or the other. You know what I mean? Like, if you're being straight up about the details, it's like, I wouldn't make every ad banana/Coral Glow, banana/Coral Glow. Like, it's not a marketing dream dynamic to have. But
bro, so moving on from jeans for a second, because I really want to make sure we get to this topic. I don't want to keep you on too long. I know you're busy as hell, but I'm curious. Substrate. You use a different substrate than a lot of people use, and I love it. And you actually inspired me to do my own experiments here. So do you mind sharing with us, what substrate you use and how it's been working for you?
Yeah, I actually use human flesh as substrate. I live near a lake, and so I wait for people at night. I clock them in the back of the skull with like
Hills have eyes shit, bro.
gun that you kill cows with. I throw them in the wood chipper and I put my snakes on them, and they do great. I mean, you guys have seen it. You wonder where the quality comes from. Like
it holds the humidity well, right?
The secret's in the Satanism. I mean, that's how we do it. No, but we use kiln dried aspen, and I've got a source that I like in particular for it here at our local co-op here in Everett in Washington, and it's I get it in giant 8 cubic foot bags. It's hard to show you it, but it's beautiful and white, and I like to look at it. I'm not gonna lie. I really prefer to look at this over. Not that that's what matters. I don't go around telling people like, "Oh man, what are you doing? You should switch to aspen." Yeah. I started with coconut mulch, and then switched to newspaper, and then switched to aspen, and
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's our own song and dance with Aspen.
Oh, I
Like we
feel it.
run
Yeah.
humidifiers. But I don't know, man. Honestly, the Aspen has worked well for us. I like it for absorption. I like it for enjoying my animals. I
Yeah.
like it for cleanup. I like it for its general lack of dust. Yes, definitely. The Aspen I work with is very low dust.
Yeah.
And so, I have like a thing of like cocoa husk type substrate that I've had for like 2 or 3 years that I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna experiment with this, and
Yeah.
I've honestly never opened it. And I'll probably get a block of Reptichip sometime and mess with
Give
it
it
and
a try.
everything.
Yeah.
But for like
See,
girls that have bad sheds and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like if I'm struggling here or there, but in general, I like the Aspen. We do run a humidifier, but that's majorly due to the fact that we have a small corner breeding room that gets nuked by sun
Yeah.
on warm, bright days, and we have to have an AC year round in our little tiny bedroom, and so it kills the humidity, and it is what it is. It's a song and dance that we deal with for now, but we make
Hey,
it
it
work.
works though, and that's what matters. I just love hearing everybody's different, kind of answers to that question because I use mostly paper for the majority of the
Mm-hmm.
snakes.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
all,
I used
but
exclusively paper for a long time.
and that leads me to say actually, I tried. So I did a experiment on the 101070 rack, the Freedom Breeder rack. I put all of
Mm-hmm.
those girls on white shavings, so not aspen, but still a similar wood chip, style bedding from the feed
And sorry, man,
store.
remind me, is this an adult rack or a hatchling rack? I always get
Adult
it.
rack, 70
Right,
series Freedom
the
Breeder.
70.
Yep.
I know. I thought so. I just thought I was like, wait, is that 70 hatchling bins?
Oh no, no, it's they're 10 tall 70 rack. But I've been
Yeah,
doing
no,
an
I
experiment
followed.
and I actually really like it. You know, I guess I've had a couple trouble sheds, but not really trouble. It was more just like, oh, give her a spray on the back and she'll be good, and you can
Mm-hmm.
come pull it off in 20 minutes, kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I love that though. Is my point. I just really love hearing everybody's differences. I mean, shoot, just between
Yeah, there's
myself,
so many
you,
ways to do this.
Mike, Kendra, we all use different substrates, and we're all
We're
within an
all in
hour
the
or two
same
of each
place.
other. You know what I mean? So it's like it's
Totally.
comparing all of
Absolutely.
our rooms and setups like that, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, I get to meet a lot of local people. We make some pretty special snakes, and yeah, I'm never preaching to people. I'm just like, you see this? You can
Yep,
see
this is
what you
what
might
works
call
for me.
success here, there, whatever. It's just like, this is how we do things. I can tell you how we do things. I can tell you ways I've done things that did not work. I'm really
Right?
good at learning things the hard way.
That's
But
the best way to learn, isn't it?
yeah, but it works, man. Like there's so many ways to make it work one way or the other that can be right for you. And but it seems to be definitely the world taken by Reptichip.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
mad at it,
So
especially because it got, it took the distribution and the profitability and the model into the industry instead of,
yeah,
having it in the like farm goods or the pet goods industry.
yeah.
But I like where I get my supplies for sure.
No, I feel it. Plus, you don't really have to worry about snake mites at the feed store.
For sure, man.
Not like your
For
typical
sure.
pet stores. Which leads me, if you could get into any other species besides balls, man, what would it be?
Man,
Money wasn't an issue. Space wasn't an issue. Do you have a dream reptile outside of ball pythons?
probably it's always been for me super dwarf reticulated pythons.
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah.
I love you. It's over. No, I'm just
Absolutely,
messing, man.
Like I have such
So why super dwarfs?
I have such severe arthritis and carpal tunnel. Like I already have so much chronic pain, man. Like it sucks. I've got to
Yeah.
like look into I've got to talk to some doctors and stuff because over the last year it's definitely become lifestyle impacting. Like 2020 was my year of consistent hip pain and constant lower back pain, like from just anything, from everything, from
Yeah.
total garbage. And like my hands, dude, oh my gosh, my hands are shit. And so it's just like on a real logistical level, I'm not probably going to end up working with mainland retics.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it's just too demanding of a body that is what it is for me.
No, I feel
and
it,
so
man.
it's just like,
You got to know your limits.
I've always loved reticulated pythons, like since I was a kid. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I just love pythons. I love all snakes, but pythons, especially giant pythons, are amazing. Anacondas are cool, but like retics, berms, like even like the Australian pythons, like scrub pythons, like pythons are just amazing. I love pythons, and that's why we are Pacific Northwest pythons. I was like, that's a safe place to go. Like even if we work with something else, it's like I feel very confident in the identity.
For that. You're like, if I ever work with another species.
so that's a real thing to me, you know what I mean? Like it's like getting to do something on a scale. Like I know, like they're different animals, and but it's just like I just think that they are beautiful and fascinating.
Oh and, so super dwarf retics. Do you have like a locality preference, or do you just like them in general?
Dude, I just love retics. I don't actually know a ton about them. I'm like ball python expert, like totally pure kid with retics. Like I'm just like snake. I'm just like look at snake. Like, you know, I'm familiar with some morphs and stuff like that, but it's just like it's been kind of like a dream from afar. Like I just ball python, man. Yeah. Like nothing else is in the cards. But I've always loved blood pythons for the longest time. Yeah. Because of cost, I thought bloods were the more realistic. You know, like in, you know, like the balance I want to work with economically and genetically. You know what I mean? But
hey, bloods are cool as
shit. And if I was ever to work with something like not snakes, I mean, this is becoming a list, but what are you going to do, man? We're talking about reptiles.
No, dude, let's get into it. It doesn't have to be snakes.
Honestly,
like, just I'm curious.
Like, I love monitors just all over, but the tree monitors are just...
Bro, which one?
Get me, man.
What's your favorite tree monitor? I got to know. I have a dire fascination with the green tree monitors. I'm like mildly
probably
obsessed.
It for me. But like all the monitors, honestly, like they are the living dinosaurs. They are just
true though.
But then you get this like such an interesting, intelligent animal. You know what I mean? Like it's a dinosaur. And it's been around this whole time for a reason. And it has so much going for it on like I feel like a relationship level from what I've seen. In limited capacity, like the relationship potential between monitor and man feels so much more significant than my beloved snakes right now.
Oh, for sure. You can see the intelligence. I swear to God, sometimes I mess with the lizards, even, you know, outside, like the Rhino iguana or, you know, the sav, for instance, but, you know, other lizards I've worked with too. They almost look at you like, bro, I've been here longer than you. Shut the fuck up. They just give you that look like, bro, I've been on this planet years longer. Just keep doing your thing.
They're amazing, man. But that's a whole, you know, that's a lot to accommodate. And so, you know, if I was going to go for a lizard on a more realistic level, it'd be that blue tongue skink, man.
Blue tongue skink.
They're just like the tactile pet lizard, like the type of interaction, like type of size and generally the temperament. I mean, some of them can be funny and
I feel like blue tongues are the ball python of the lizards. You know what I mean? They're a decent size.
I've seen some people with a couple of feisty blue tongues, but they just seem awesome. They just seem like the lizard you want to hang out with.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Dude, so I want to kind of veer outside of reptiles for a minute. Because, you know, obviously we both love our snakes and we love our reptiles. But also, I'm curious. I thought we were using human dead bodies for the bedding.
Oh, right.
So, what do you like to do outside of the snakes, man?
Honestly, as of last year, definitely got a lot into plants, into like gardening, and we have a really shady property. So it's like you don't just like go to Home Depot and grab whatever's there because everything like wants full sun and like whatever. And so it's just like it was like a journey of like education and stuff. And honestly, it started out of like a tool for relaxation. I would just I'd be so stressed out last year after my grandma died, when everything was just so up in the air. Like lots of dynamic changes, financial dynamic changes, and just struggling with the loss. And I ended up just watching this English gardening show called Gardener's World as like something that wasn't a stupid show that had some like bullshit, not like drama that doesn't exist. Like I don't need your fake bullshit stressing me out in my life. Like I just needed something that wasn't like expecting me to laugh at it, like to be happy enough to laugh, and something that didn't like irritate me by having some trivial bullshit. Like I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV and stuff, and I just like something to like put on to like de-stress. And man, the English people and their gardening, the English people, they're drama free. They're not like, what's the drama element into every type of like reality TV? And so I ended up learning a bunch about plants and stuff like that. And I just got inspired. And one morning in like May or April last year, I was just like, it's sunny. It's
Bro,
sunny
I
outside.
remember when you started
I gotta
that
grow
project,
something,
and I haven't been there yet to see it finished.
Something. Yeah, it's been a lot, man. It's been a lot of projects, and don't get me wrong, like we have hundreds of bulbs in the back that are blooming that we planted right now, but we also have like less successful efforts in the towns and stuff. And
I'm excited to see how it turned out, man.
Gardening's been fun, man. Like it's been rewarding. It's like getting to do something a little bit like snakes, but without the huge commitment, kind of like high stakes. Everything I have is in these animals. Everything I've ever done like feels like it's in these animals. And so it was nice to be able to like learn something new, engage with it, put forward an effort, care for something. And if it didn't go well, it's fucking okay. Like it's not the end of the world. And so I don't know.
It's funny you say that too about the English channel, man, because one thing I've been doing specifically to get away from all the, like you, I don't watch much TV or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So what I got into is I found this wood turning channel. It's like resin and woodwork on YouTube, and it's an English guy, but I love it because it's like he's just like, this is what I'm doing. You can laugh at my weird, stupid jokes, but otherwise this is what we're doing, and it's funny. It's totally different style of entertainment than, our TV here.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man.
YouTube is just amazing for everything. It's unreal. I feel like I've barely ever even like tapped into it. I'm just like always juggling so much. I'm like, oh, infinite information? I'm like,
right?
Oh, okay.
You go down the rabbit hole for 3 hours. You ever do that? You go down the rabbit hole for like 3 hours. You're like, oh, this is an interesting video. Let me watch 20 more of them that are all 10 minutes long.
And you know me, like I'm ADHD, and along with that comes actually like crazy amounts of focus on things that you're actually interested in. So I will just, time for me, it's always like woo, 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 like what it feels like the passing of time, but mostly just it's gone. It's just gone. Like I'm normally so engaged or interested or forward in what I'm doing. It's just like, I'm sure you can relate, man. Like you're so busy yourself. Like it's just like time is just gone. Like you're just in it, you're doing it, you're living, and it's just it's just over. And it's like I have to be careful.
Why I can't get into TV stuff, because it's like I don't have the time to be like, okay, once a week I'm going to watch this new episode. It's like I'll find the time every few days. I'm like, oh, I got an hour or two to watch something. I'm gonna watch this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. It's really like if I'm gonna watch something, 95% chance it's like overtly teaching me something. But sometimes I do watch things that are like produced, and I can see like some like real value in them. Like I still feel like I'm learning. But honestly, it's like if my brain doesn't feel like on, like go, like I'm just always ready to think, man. Like I'm always ready to go. My brain is like always in third gear, ready to take it to sixth. Like it's like this is idling for us, third gear. Like what do you want, man? Like we're fucking ready, okay?
You better fucking shift. Bro, I feel it. So that's gonna bring us into my last question for you. And then we can wrap it up after that. But I have to know, what's your favorite movie?
Oh man, what's my favorite movie?
I know, totally off topic, but I want to know, what's your favorite movie?
I'm gonna go with Fight Club, for real.
Oh,
I'm gonna represent like my ideals as a human being, like for real, like Fight Club. To me, that's not a movie about people who are like, yeah, you're a man to beat each other up. Like, whatever, have your own opinions on that.
Yep.
The absolute rejection of objects owning and driving people's behaviors and lives is what that movie's actually about.
Dude,
it's actually
heavy.
about like a system that beholdens people to like certain like behaviors that actually drive them to become slaves. And like that is America, motherfuckers. That's why I'm here breeding snakes. Like I've worked a lot of jobs and they were all a fucking, you stand here, you trade me this many hours of your life that you will never get back, and I will give you as little as I can get away with.
Exactly.
And it's like, motherfucker, my mind is on all the time. And you want me to stand here and be a cog in a fucking machine day in and day out? It's like, I'm a great employee for like 1 to 3 months. I'm learning things. I'm doing this. And as soon as I'm done learning, I'm like, this is fucking prison. I'm like, this is fucking prison. I'm like, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'm so dramatic. I'm like, I'm sitting there. I'm just like, I'm going to die one day, man. I'm going to fucking die one day. And I'm standing here at fucking Ivers or at the fucking like at a machine shop doing metal work or at a fucking printing press or doing like landscape irrigation, like just bullshit. Like, and
bro,
so we're here, man.
That was the best answer I could have possibly ever fucking had, bro. That was epic. And I love how you wrap that into real life. Dude, that was awesome. We're definitely going to have to do a round 2 down the line, man, because I know we could both talk for fucking hours longer. But I know
everyone will go to bed by the time we're done.
Exactly. We'll get you on for round 2, man. We'll definitely get you on for round 2. And dude, seriously, thank you so much for coming on and jumping on here. Before we wrap up, is there any questions for you guys in the comments that you guys have that we may have missed that you guys want answered? I will, I don't want to cut you guys off, so I'll give you a chance.
Definitely not on top of the comments.
Oh, dude, people have been popping off this whole time. I'm sorry, guys, if I did miss your questions, but now's the chance to pop it off before we wrap things up here. And seriously, though, thank you to everybody who's been here this whole time just comment. I mean, seriously, I've been looking off to the right this whole time, and the comments are just going, and I'm like, oh, geez.
Yeah, man, it's hard to get in a word with this guy on fucking camera.
Yeah,
guy right here.
Yeah, I think that's why we get along so well, man. We can both just talk for hours and hours.
For real, though, bro.
When's the next Pacific Northwest barbecue? Bro, we've been trying to plan it out. Fucking COVID shit, bro.
I know, man. I feel like plans have like come and touched for like throughout the last year,
Right?
There's been like some version of a plan that gets pushed.
That gets pushed and then gets put down and then gets pushed and then gets put down. Yeah, hopefully soon, man.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get political here or anything like that, but it's for real. It's like you gotta wonder when, if things will change. Right. All right, I'm not seeing any more comments on here, so I think we'll wrap it up with that, man. And seriously, dude, thank you so much for your time and coming on here. I appreciate it, and we're definitely gonna have to do round 2. Absolutely, bro. And yeah, I was trying to come down there, was seriously trying to come down there. I was so stoked to see all the snakes and see all the berms are doing, see all your girls are raising up. But yeah, soon, man, we will. But yeah, maybe while we're getting things figured out with Ariana, you come up here first.
Yeah, man, whatever works. And, after she feels better, or, I mean, if anything, I can move the car. So a quick carry into the chair for Ariana if you got to carry her from the car in here or something, I got you.
Yeah, man, we'll totally make it happen. But yeah, honestly, it's like I have a lot of specialty niche project 2020 stuff that I'd love to show you. Just bounce off one more person.
Oh hell yeah, bro. We'll make it happen here real soon. We'll actually catch up on it right after this stream, and we'll make something happen, man. Because it's been way too long. We definitely gotta kick it.
Sounds good, bro. Sounds good. Yeah, there's always more to do, but yeah, I'm not in a hurry or nothing. So let's figure it out.
Oh yeah, man.
But
hell yeah.
Thanks for having me on, bro. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for everybody for tuning in, and sorry that I didn't catch more comments.
Oh, bro, you're all good. You're all good. Hey, before I let you go, though, is there any social media you want to shout out? Is there any preferred way to contact you that's better than another? Or
Honestly, like my business line on Morph Market is the #1 way to always contact me. But Morph Market, Instagram, Facebook, honestly, Morph Market, and email and cell phone are the best. Social media is a lot of noise for me, and sometimes I just feel too busy to get into it all. And because most of what's going on is in business, and so
right?
it's not always on my radar when someone's trying to make something happen on like on Instagram and stuff. Like if I make a post, I'm probably looking out. But if it's out of the random, like definitely hit me up on text. Give me a call. Call me on my Morph Market line. Like I will always try to answer my business line, and I love talking to people on the phone.
That's real shit. He will, you guys. And for anybody looking for that, I did put links to your Instagram, Facebook, and Morph Market all in the description down below. So make sure you guys head on over there and give him a follow, please. Seriously, Schuyler's got some killer stuff, as you guys have seen, and he's got way more shit than we've even covered the tip of. So,
I'm not good at making a lot of noise about that, but
it's all right. I'll help you make that noise.
I love sharing with people, and so I'll, even if it means I have to like do social a little differently than I thought I had to, I really want to get more engaged with it.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, dude, I'll let you go here. We'll catch up here in just a minute. And
sounds
thank
good,
you again. Seriously, man.
Absolutely, man. It was a lot of fun.
We'll talk soon, brother.
Sounds like a plan, bro.
Damn, you guys. That was a heavy hitter. As you guys have known, I've been really excited about this one. Schuyler's not only a really good close friend of mine, another Pacific Northwest local. He's just all around. Him and Ariana are just really great people. So make sure you guys do me a favor. Head on over to his pages. Give him a follow. Check out the stuff he's got on Morph Market. He's got some heat posted up right now. So if you guys are looking for any powerhouse stuff, make sure you go check that out. And do your boy here a favor. Go down below, smash that like button for me or the thumbs down. I really don't care. It lets me know how you guys are liking this content and helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it so you guys get notified when we upload more content. And you already know, until next time,